So, let's pretend for a moment. Pretend that you have been assigned to be a short-term missionary for 6 months to some deep village jungle in the middle of South America. How would you prepare? South America. Sure. What kind of research?
Heard about that. Go there, orient goes there. Resources.
I don't feel like that shops, that sort of thing. Yeah, also culture, like how does anyone do that? Not that. Acting public, how do they act private, like what makes it culture like example can. I've been in a culture that is it's not homosexual. I think it's a culture, it's just on my own way. Like the man comes in, it's not really and then women don't touch the public. So I would look at all the cultural things. And also what's the dress and how fast it's so I could mission, so I'm like, sorry, like those are my
They have peanut butter.
so it's like, oh my god. Oh yeah, what's it
What if we were all going together?
I was gonna say, call by yourself, right? So.
Hopefully not.
Going with,
Yeah.
right, and but our. So if we're on this, about to be about this one. That moves up. Right?
Yeah.
Form. So what is it? So, right for that whole memo.
Yeah.
As a.
Yeah, because it's there's something, if you know you're gonna be in an acute situation with us, if it's us, there are relationship dynamics between us, right? That we can ignore when we can just go home, but when you're living with that person, working with that person, doing on a day-to-day 24/7 basis, you can't kind of let some of that stuff slide, right? You have to deal with the dynamics. And if that person is coming with personal issues on the outside that are going to impact them, they impact you too, right? So you want to be aware of like how to work together and support them when something at home is going south. Right? Those are things that are in there. Okay, what else? Language, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Was that look like?
Yeah.
So if we were going to a place, we're going to be landing down in this place, but we're not going to all be in the same like hut. We're going to be spread out over a geographic area. What are the things that we need to think about? What's that? Communication. Yeah. How do we do things together? Presentation. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Probably need a base, right? Like a place where, and then regular like briefings on like, oh, let's get together. What's the struggle in your village? How did you handle that in your village? You know, how do you, right? You're probably gonna compare notes and, you know, those kinds of things. Want to worship together.
As one, if you're going, are you going to some church or some missionary over there?
Yep.
Joining?
Yep.
You might want to. So you have communication to find out what the needs are.
Yep.
What projects are going on, how you're going to be able to help them.
Yep.
If you're doing evangelism, whatever, what is the purpose and expectations why you're going, and then what can you bring that will help you to fulfill that goal.
Mhm.
And what not to bring.
Yep. Yeah. For sure. Yep.
I find that kind of
Yeah, right. You'd want to learn, and we touched on this a little bit about the people themselves, right? Like what is their, you said mores, and what is their history? What have been their struggles, and what are the things that they're strong at? Political climate. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
how they view Americans.
Yeah.
Are they headhunters? Yeah, I think that's a pretty big one. It's something people today still deal with.
Carolyn said probably one of the main events about praying when I was out at that fast.
Yeah, for sure. So we are missionaries sent together, right, to various parts of Orange County. And we live in different neighborhoods. And the questions that we need to ask are then how then can we partner together? We have to answer all those same questions. We do, I think, hide because this is our home, so we kind of hide in the, if there's things going, interpersonal things going on, we can kind of hide and not deal with those or kind of act like it's not there, but we still have to be, if we're going to be the body that Jesus expects us to be, the world will know you are my followers by the love that you have for one another.
That's the word.
You don't let that stuff go.
Yeah.
You've got to deal with that kind of stuff. We're in different neighborhoods, and our goal is that wherever God has put you, we want to learn how to empower you to reach the people, because I have to believe that God has called you to the house or home or apartment or whatever that He has placed you in.
So, Rick, when you asked what was the revelation of son in law, and so two things. Just one was that this neighborhood is not our neighborhood.
Yep.
It's very different. And the demographic, and the challenges of our to with our neighbors. And we know it even from where we lived in Costa Mesa. We lived in this neighborhood before, Costa Mesa, and literally said, God, you brought us back to this neighborhood.
Yep.
And the same challenges we had to connect still exist in our neighborhood. Now, the other thing, you just hit it.
So I started to say, I have to believe that God is, whether it's our apartment or house or home.
It's us, yeah, but we're back.
Yeah.
Left.
No,
God said,
no,
bringing you back.
I don't necessarily believe that that's like God has you forever in the thing, but and God may have you in transition. He may be in the process of revealing to you that okay, there's a next step coming soon. We're gonna move. You need a new neighborhood. But the question then is not where do I want to go? It's Lord, where do I want you to go? And we've said this before, oftentimes as people have moved to other states, it's fine to want to live in the cornfields of Iowa, but if God isn't calling you to the cornfields of Iowa, there's just as many meth labs there as there are, and maybe more than there are in places like LA, right? So you want to go where God wants you to. So other you might be running away from what you think, running into what you think you're running away from, if you're not listening to what He's calling you to do that. So yes.
So we're not to do it alone, right?
Yeah.
And I can't think of another person in the neighborhood. Living with.
So
Do that.
So this is your team. We are your team. I think part of that is you have elected to make us part of your team, and we've elected to be on your team with you. We've made that choice. That's what our covenant is that we're choosing to do this together. And so as you're in your neighborhood, because none of us live on the same block, really. I mean, the closest I think is us, and there's a couple other you guys live next to the Brozoviches, kind of. There's a couple that are near, but we're in neighborhoods, and we'll get to that in just a second. But the goal of this is that we partner together for you to reach. And so there's maybe times you come to my neighborhood, and there may be other times when you go to your neighborhood. But we also have smaller teams that we call communities, right? We're all of us together, but then we have smaller community groups that meet throughout the week.
Deanne is such a great example of that we've lived that out, right? When you had the gingerbread and opened your home, right? And so we, as part of your ladies group, right, we came and supported that in that year, right?
Yeah.
And we're part of her team.
Yeah. So we go back to our verse for today, Mark chapter 12, verse 29 through 31. Jesus answered, the most important is this: Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God. Not just Israel's God, the Lord our God is, the Lord is one. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. And the second is this: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these. And I just really believe that God is serious about this verse. I mean, Jesus said this is the greatest commandment, right? So I think he wants us to be serious about this. And that's why I keep coming back to this. And we're going to focus on this again. The actual neighbor part. The ones with growling swimming pools. The ones with dogs that bark in the middle of the night. Because those are the ones you hear. Those are the ones you experience. Those are the ones that, you know, park in front of your driveway when it's inconvenient. Those are the ones that, you know, those are the ones that God, if he called you to the place that you're living in, those are the people that he has decided need you to be his hands and feet. In the midst of that. And we all have had situations where that's just not easy. And we've also all had amazing situations where God does something that blows us away, because in the midst of the not easy, grumpy old ladies down the street that look like skeletons, all of a sudden, you know, he does something. Right?
Well, even with Gail's story.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What's calling out from that?
Yep. Yep. So we do our memberships different here. In fact, we don't call them memberships, we call them ownerships, because
Did we have the paper
ownership.
one?
We had a printer issue this morning, so we don't, but we'll get you covered. We'll get you covered. The problem isn't the printer, it's Word. So that's a whole different conversation. But our memberships expire annually. And so if you remember last year, thank you very much. We love you. But we also want you to sign up again and be a member again this year. And you get to choose to do that. You get to sign your covenant. And this year is as we sign on to our covenants, I want to include a 6-month mission trip for us. To the jungle. That is our community. The jungle that God has called us to. And our method is going to be, we want to set up a hopeful neighborhood. We talked about last week. So again, being good missionaries, we want to ask, first of all, the question is, where has God sent us? What is the community that God has put us in? Well, he's put us, this group, this mission group together in Orange County. He's given us places. That's the great thing, is if you're going to resettle in a new place, you have to find places for everybody. When the Pays team came to town, we had to find houses for all of them to go in and to live in and stuff like that. We don't have to do that because that's already taken care of. You already know where your housing is. Your housing is covered already. And we already know that this is our base camp. Sunday is our base camp. Jesus's table is our base camp. This is where we come weekly to debrief, to be re-encouraged, to compare notes, to celebrate what God has been doing, to be re-empowered and re-commissioned to go back out to where we're going. And but this, as you mentioned, is not the location that most of you have been called to. This is the location that we've been called to, but not where you have been called to. And those smaller teams are those community tables that we've been sent to that are mostly geographic. Some people don't live in the same geography as others. And those teams, your community group needs to ask the question, then not just what is my community, but what is my neighborhood? What's the geography of my neighborhood? That's different for each of us. So I do want to take a second and break up into kind of the different geographies that we have. Costa Mesa seems to be over here in that area. We kind of got North Tustin over here. There's
So funny about that, Brian.
Know that you're already sitting together. It seems.
their clique sits.
It's like,
Yeah. So the Senate, but they've been meeting together, that she was meeting with their group. So Dirk and Debbie also out in your area. Timothy and Mario are out also in your area. The Donnellys are out in your general area.
Yeah, but Santa Ana's big. What part of Santa Ana?
We're in Santa Ana right now, right here.
17th in Texas.
Oh, yeah, she's more over near you guys.
In between, kind of in the middle. Yeah, between the Tina's even further, Dirk and Debbie further. Yeah, I'm enjoying broad geographic realities together. So that's that. Yes, so
We're tapping Linda.
you're tapping Linda, so Linda's the boss over there, because they've been meeting over there, so if you're in that group, sit there. And then I want you to ask these questions. Take the back of your prayer. Even if you have not met with this group, kind of meet in these general meeting spaces. So if you feel more affinity towards Costa Mesa, go to Costa Mesa. If you feel more like toward Tustin, come here. If you feel more like yes. We could do a West Orange too, if we want to do a West Orange or a North Orange, or however you guys feel most. You join with us?
I'm IT. We don't exist.
So use the back of your prayer walk sheet that I gave you earlier. And make it an actual, first thing on there is make the actual boundaries of where your group is. Like where you live and where your, what that means for your ministry zone. Alberti, where are you at?
Downtown Orange. You're close enough. Come, yeah. I have no choice.
We're south orange, northwest. Yeah. Paul is more with us. What's he doing over there? Paul, you're more with us. Paul, how is you're more in our group.
I just wanted to know.
Oh.
Because she said she lives, she lives in Santa Ana, when I think Santa Ana. Some other area.
The city of San.
Geographic area. Well, it is Santa Ana.
Where are you guys? Well, we are saying the technical city, but we were during the city. Oh, we still are. Being worried about what's that?
I was break out too. Already got number that are.
Here's your question. Okay. No, you're in that group.
No,
No, they just kicked me out.
Yes. We've got like 3 more. Now. What's the question? Where? It is on it. Yes, it's on the. Yes.
Through.
Yeah.
We're expanding our neighborhood, so our geographical boundaries has just expanded. To the other side of the freeway.
Are you gonna? Oh, no.
There's that pillar here.
Yeah.
There's another pillar here.
Got it.
Okay. For sale.
Sale.
So what do you know about your neighborhood? Our neighborhood.
So how are we describing our neighborhood?
Oh, yeah, there you go. We can map the boundaries.
I can just see all the things that are wrong.
So if we include all the people here, Bertie's. You're technically not good, so we're not gonna include you in the boundaries.
No, I'm not in that group.
It's abandoned that.
Alberti's, so the circle will sell. Down to, how far south? You're probably further south.
No.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So you're gonna draw the map for it?
And we're. Oh, mine.
Well, how south, how far south? No, he's just across 17th Street on the other side.
Did you do a circle?
So. Tustin-ish, but just
Yeah.
past Tustin
Yeah.
to
We're probably.
Hughes is on.
Yes.
That's really included in that. So we're saying Tustin to what would be Irvine? And Irvine be your biggest street south of you?
South, yeah.
Tustin to Irvine to Hughes to. We'll circle the south. Chapman. That includes Markham. Markham would use that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Technically, she should be without. She just like my buddy. All right, so. What do we know about this neighborhood?
All small business owners, I mean, I was trained to look for that, so I noticed that.
There's not a lot of big business in that district, right? It is mostly residential and. No.
It's a difference in the area, right? It's.
Now that is much more like.
My friend came to this, I'm sure that you could have it. It's all right there, everything you need.
The little I found interesting too about a neighborhood is that a lot of the doctors and it's wrong, so you have a number, but also then that was a little bit toxic. Even though others may not be here, they're on that. How many years? No, also. Got grass, grass. And so many beautiful shirts, it's not enough, but you know, just people that don't know about it, they just think it's dirty, a lot of crime. That's.
It's really changing, there's a lot of young families, there's never some housing and. Building a lot of restaurants and businesses and stuff.
So when I hear about that, Toledo Press, I mean.
Yeah,
there's.
So what do people notice about our neighborhood?
You know, just today, I was just jumping around, just today, our morning trek, everybody that we said hello to, bring a smile, waving, and a nice, friendly, very friendly hello, so that was awesome.
But not very many that were out.
We're around like 4 or 5.
They were at church, different churches. We have a lot of.
It's our church neighborhood.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
I think the neighborhood here is very different from.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah, I-
neighborhood.
I wanna live-
Close.
Live in the neighborhood, I just walk.
It's so nice.
Every yard, I mean, one yard is not that, it's one else.
That's good, we can find when somebody.
Oh, really? So they get a little secret or something?
Okay, so just quickly, just because our time is limited, what is it, what are the significant people or places in the neighborhood?
Well, I would say churches, schools.
Schools for sure. Lots of schools, even private schools.
Yeah.
Fails.
Trails are wonderful. Yeah. That's. Okay, there's a lot of elderly. Lots of.
Railroad track, they used to pick oranges and put them in. So they turn.
Out of the people?
Yeah, that's.
Let's try it.
Gas line goes to the.
So I'm talking to the person.
Not good. We do have work though.
I have to balance my life or else I'm gonna.
Yeah, but even.
Yeah. I don't talk to people at the gym. Because I just need time.
Okay, so let's close this up.
Self-care time.
All right. So now you know your place. Hopefully this inspires you to, if this is a new group for you, it's a new group for you to gather with. If not to, if you're not you could join another group or whatever, but hopefully these will be part of your communities as you go forward. But now that you know your place, you begin your work as a missionary by doing what?
Eating together.
Praying. You gotta pray. You better begin with prayer. Our strategy must begin with prayer, and your group needs to be praying together about your community, not just about your ankle, it's not your surgery, which is awesome, but also about your neighbors, about the mission that God has called you on, because He's called you together to reach your neighborhood. So how are you going to do that? And you begin by doing that with prayer. You pray with your DNA group as you're working together, discipling together. And we want you to begin prayer walking your neighborhood. We're going to prayer walk this neighborhood, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But one night of the week, I want to challenge you to use those same questions and go ahead and pass those around. One night a week. This is part of the covenant, so you're making a promise right now. Will you spend a half an hour prayer walking your neighborhood? Your neighborhood. Now, that doesn't mean you have to do that as a group together, because you don't all live in the same specific block or anything like that. But I am going to ask that you commit to praying for your neighbors. Now, one of the tools that we've used is the Bless app, because that gives you specific people's names, gives you a map, tells you, the things that you can pray for. You can do that. But pick a day of the week, and at the top of the form, it says neighborhood prayer walk blank day at, so Tuesday is at 5:30. Mondays at whatever. Now you could do that again with your spouse. You can do that with your group. You can do it with your DNA group. But I'd love for you to use that and mark it down and make a commitment that I'm going to pray. And if it takes you 10 minutes to walk your block, fine. If you have an hour that you want to do, whatever, there's no time limit, but I want you to walk a block, walk a cul-de-sac, walk maybe your apartment building, it's making a loop around the top layer, of your building or whatever that is, or around your building, whatever that is for you, that you would pray for that. So I'm going to ask you one night a week to commit. Could be a morning. If you go in the morning, I'm not gonna, it could be 6 a.m. Whatever it is for you. I'm going to ask you to commit to praying for that. Pick a day, use the Bless app, use the same questions that we use that are on that thing there. Where's God at work? What is He saying about Himself to us? What are the obstacles that are there? Here's another thing that I'm asking, and this is going to be another hard one, because I want us to continue to prayer walk this neighborhood. And so I'm going to ask that you come a half an hour earlier on Sunday and help prayer walk the neighborhood. So that means 9:30 instead of 10 o'clock. We used to do this. This is not something new. Every Sunday for our 6-month mission trip, that you come every Sunday at 9:30 and walk the neighborhood. That's what I'm going to ask for.
What you said? You're gonna ask for what?
That would prayer walk the neighborhood every Sunday at 9:30. Everybody.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, everybody. We used to do this before.
From 9:30 to 10.
Until, yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
we used to do it when we're at the school.
that's what I just said. We used to do that. This is nothing new. We used to do it. We're just getting back to what we used to be good at. And we're going to use that same handout. You can use the same questions. Continue to pray. You can pick a loop. You can, whatever it is. You know what it took you. Some of you, it took you 20 minutes. Some took a little longer, some a little less. If you want to pick a longer loop, a shorter loop, whatever that is. And so, yes, I am asking you to come a half an hour earlier to church so that you will pray with us together. And dare I quote Jesus, can you not pray for an hour? I'm only asking for half an hour. An hour in the week. Half an hour, we're splitting it up. Half an hour at home, half an hour here. That we're doing that. We're praying in our neighborhoods, we're praying at our base camp, and then what? What do we do from there? We're going to, where did this? It's stuck. Can you go to the next one?
Yeah.
Then what? We're gonna.
No, okay. No,
There we go. There we go. It's working.
Yeah.
There we go.
okay.
We're gonna pray the neighborhood as we go. But bless is our method. Bless is what our method. What is bless? We'll talk about it, but what is it? Tell me what it is. What's the B?
Prayer.
Begin with
Prayer.
prayer, right? Okay, we've already talked about our prayer starter. We've already talked about the B. What do we do from there? What's the L?
Listen.
And that's what you're praying about. You're praying, you're asking, you're listening to the Lord. Hopefully you're listening to your neighbors. Pray for an opportunity to listen. So when they do come out and they start talking about the dogs or their kids or their whatever, you have the opportunity to listen to them. And to know, so that you do know, oh, I just lost my wife last week. That's a way that you can be sensitive to what the Lord may be guiding. Not that you start launching into a gospel presentation on how your Lord could, how that she could be with Jesus if she had accepted, but now you get to make sure you don't get there. But that's not what you do. But it may be a time for you to drop a note off to encourage them to, do those kind of things. But you're praying for an opportunity to listen to them. What's the E? Eat. Why do we say eat? Why are we praying for an opportunity to eat together, right? Why eat? Why is eat?
We all need to eat.
We all need to eat. It's the lowest common denominator, right? It's probably the easiest thing to do. Hey, I gotta, I want to talk. Can we meet over a cup of coffee? Can we meet over lunch? Can I meet you for lunch? Can we have dinner together? It's one of the easiest things to do when you can do it. Simple.
So easy.
At which of those tables do you pray for somebody to eat with? Of the four tables, where does that happen? Ours or theirs. Either you're inviting them to your house or you're going to their place, right? Or you go to. Well, I mean, if you're in a relationship, it'll happen, hopefully, right? I mean, they'll say, hey, can I bring you over a pizza? We're having, there's a football game on Sunday. Hey, can I bring some pizza? I'll come and join you for it. Or whatever. Something like that. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. All right. So, BLE, what's the S?
Yes.
Yeah, pray for an opportunity to serve them. And that serving could be taking them some cookies. That could be mowing their lawn. It could be the ladder. We talked about the ladder last week and stuff like that, right? All those opportunities to be able to serve them.
Watching Paige and Tyler.
Yeah.
Parents.
Yeah, there you go. What's the second S? What story? Pray for the opportunity to share the gospel story, which is our story. You're not just going to present the four spiritual laws. You're going to talk about how Jesus changed their life, right? That's the bless. That's our methodology. So now what? Last week I gave you the calendars and I asked you to look at the calendars and ask you those questions that we talked about. Is there anything missing? Are there places that we need to work on being missionaries together? Our communities need to get back together. We need to start meeting regularly. We need to get that back up and going. And some are doing better than others. We need to do better at that. Our DNA groups need to be meeting together as well. And then we need to ask ourselves, when are we in community outside of Sunday? Is this the only time that we're, together, that we need to be, if we're going to be community, we need to be community more than just on Sundays. I'm speeding through this because of the time. So we're going on a 6-month mission trip together, which means it ends on Easter week. Easter week happens out. And I'm going to follow through on this. We will be wanting to accomplish with this. And the question is, with your covenant in front of you, here's the covenant code. I don't have the paper covenant because the printer issues. But if you have your phone there, you can sign the covenant digitally. Will you join us along the journey? Which means, will you commit to pray in your neighborhood? Will you walk your neighborhood once a week? Will you come early and pray for us for this neighborhood?
After you're gonna bring the paper on next week.
I will do that, yes, and I'll also send it through the bulletin as well. So, a group of people living in this way in a community are going to create a hopeful neighborhood. I'll take you back. There you go. All right. And that is our focus for this ministry year, is creating hopeful neighborhoods for in each of the communities where God has called us to be. All right, don't forget, today is National Good Neighbor Day. It is an awesome opportunity for you to drop a homemade pumpkin bread at your neighbor's door and say happy fall, or wherever it is that you decide that you can do to tell your neighbors that you appreciate them. Even just posting in your social media, I love my neighbors. It's a good start. And we'll focus on that. Questions? Okay, so it is 12, is way beyond our time, so I'm gonna send this out with a prayer to the blessing. Thank you for letting us. Thank you for letting us do Sunday outside the box. As you go today. May you be convinced of God's call on your life to the people that He's put you in the midst of. If not, it may be an opportunity for you to figure out where that place is. But for now, it's with us, and it's in the neighborhood that He has put you in. So may He give you His eyes to see and courage to be His hands and feet right where you are. In the name of the Father and of the Son and the Holy Spirit. Amen.